To induct Culley Bunker, please welcome director, editor, and visual effects artist from Los Angeles, California, Full Sail Digital Arts and Design graduate Brent Novak.
All right. A couple of years ago, I was only a few weeks from graduation, and I had sitting in a late night lab, and I received a phone call from a Los Angeles phone number, which at that time I was not very used to. I answer the call kind of shakingly, and hello, and this incredibly intimidating voice comes on. It's this, hello, my name is Culley Bunker, which already, if you're a digital art and design grad at that time, you know Culley Bunker's name. It's an intimidating name. He goes, my name's Culley Bunker. I'm in town for tonight until tomorrow. A few teachers had mentioned your name and said maybe I should discuss with you a potential job opportunity, which in case I probably dropped the phone or something, I don't know. But I told him I was in a late night lab, and if tonight was the only night, it'd have to be a late night situation. I had to hit him up later, and he was like, okay, give me a call, it's fine, I'm at a dinner right now anyways. So about 2-3 hours later, I'm getting out of lab, and I shakingly call him back, nervous, trying not to bloat in the first call, and waiting for this intimidating voice to come back on, and he answers, and he goes, hey, we're all downtown hanging out. Where are you? Are you sure you want to hang out still? And I'm like, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Long story short, a month and a half later, I finished up school and I moved out to LA. Culley gave me not only my first job, but put me up in his place with a friend of mine while we looked for an apartment. He housed me, as he's done with several students and people over the past years. I ended up working there for a much shorter amount of time than I had told him I would. I committed to a certain amount of time, kind of in, retrospect to me staying in his place and everything. And I broke it early, trying to figure out my career and figure myself out. And I was worried that I'd done the worst thing you could do in Los Angeles, which was actually burn a bridge. Scared out of my mind. I ended up working at other companies, and continuously throughout the years, he still would call me back and offer me freelance work. Not only as his company and his work progressed, but he would continue to have me on board. So it wasn't just like, hey, you're just some kid that I brought out, and yeah, you're an artist, you can work on this thing. It's like, hey, my company's evolving, and I've known you for X amount of time. I've forced you to eat sushi, and now you're obsessed. And he continues to keep me around. Me and Culley both kind of grew up in the Midwest. I grew up in Chicago, he grew up in Central Michigan, and I feel like even though there's a generational gap, that we kind of grew up in the same kind of blue-collar mentality and the being obsessed with our work, the idea of working and embracing that fact of it. We're both insanely proud of my work, and it's been incredible to have a mentor and somebody to look up to that has as much passion about not only helping people, but just proud of their work and incredibly overall. I have a letter to read from a friend of Culley's, director Francis Lawrence. Writes, for the better part of the last decade, I've worked close with Culley on a number of iconic projects with artists including Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears, and Lady Gaga. Unlike in film or television, music videos do not have the luxury of time and dialogue when trying to tell a story. Instead, they rely on expressive, impactful, and memorable visuals to get the message and emotions across. In many cases, the visuals can make or break the video. That is why it is so important to put those visuals in the right hands. And that is why I've chosen to work with Culley time and time again. Whether it is helping to create the gravity-defying dancing in Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River, or bring the surreal visuals in Lady Gaga's Bad Romance to life, Culley has been vital in helping to turn concept into reality for many years. I'm so glad that Full Sail University has decided to honor Culley for all of his amazing work as an alumnus. I've collaborated with many different effects artists over the years, and I cannot think of anyone more deserving. So with that, it is my honor to induct Culley Bunker into the Full Sail Hall of Fame.